Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a line sketch. I'm going to be doing a comic, just a 1 pound comic, and I think it's going to be fun. Today's theme is the retro housewife. I'm keeping in mind November theme of sort of a Thanksgiving vibe, and I'm just excited to do this, and I hope that you guys enjoy. I know that you will. I'm going to tune in now to my Photoshop application. Because my teeth ache. I just had lunch, so please don't mind me at all. And I am going to be looking up some references. Let's see. I was looking up on Google. I was trying to, it took me a couple of different tries to find like some good, like housewife sort of retro references. And I might as well, and finally I found one that worked. So the one that worked was funny housewife retro. That one was the one that I think got like the most, and I'll show you. Let's see if I can pull that up so you guys can see what I'm seeing before I get to Photoshop. I'm gonna take a little detour right here. So here's my Google. I'm taking a little break from this is like my homework day. I'm taking a break because I feel like drawing and I want to do some drawing before I do even more reading. But this is like the sort of reference material that I'm going to be looking at. I love this. This is cool and funny. Like I wanted to find like the really like sort of sarcastic-y ones, not with the swear words and stuff, but just sort of fun housewife stuff. I like the dress in this one. I enjoy serving my husband food, although I do occasionally let the dog taste it first. Like funny little stuff. So I'm going to be doing something sort of similar to that, just so you guys have an idea. Exactly the same. I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to make it a little bit more lion focused, since that's what I'm going to be doing. It's keeping in the theme of the Thousand Lions for Kenyan, which is a book that I'm creating full of lion illustrations. And so I'm letting everybody join me on my journey to creating my first independent book, because I've made a book before, a children's book, several years ago with and it was her concept and her idea, and I did like the character designs and the illustrations. But this is something that's all mine, and it's not a children's book. It's a picture book of just illustrations and some thoughts that I have on that. But that's going to be coming out, I believe, next year. So that's the goal, to get it all finished next year and out and about. Anyway, let's get started. Lion. I'm going to look at lioness too, so I can get some good lion. Let's see. Should I do a little? That's a good picture. I'm going to do a little lion sketch first, just to familiarize myself here. I like to do a little like pre-sketch, just to like a more realistic version, just to get myself re-familiarized every time that I do sort of a caricature version. I like to do like a little live sketch, even if it doesn't have to be like a full finished illustration, but just like something to just, I guess, what's that term people use? Moisten the palette or something. Whatever people say, I don't know. Really, I'm just trying to, I don't want to use all these terms, wet to whistle, like what, all these terms that people use to describe, you know what I mean? Just getting my feet wet. Yeah, I got a ton of cliches. I got some more coming for you too. Don't worry, I got more. I've got more, even more. Ah, what am I doing here? I just want to get myself a little bit adjusted to what I'm going to be making. Let's do this. I feel like I made the eyes too close together. It's not like a house cat. They have eyes that are kind of a little bit wide apart actually. And I want to keep that in mind. I'm not making a house cat. I was watching last night this documentary. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was called the House Cat in your living room, and I guess it was sort of comparing the likeness in the wild, I guess, traits that are still in house cats. It was kind of interesting, but I still don't feel like cats, like house cats, are really that comparable. I mean, they try to like make it seem like your house cat is really wild, but when I look at my cat and I see her just like roll over and stuff, I'm like, yeah, you're not definitely not a lion. You're a cat. You are definitely not a wild beast at all. You're just a little kitty who wants to eat. But I don't know. I've never been buddies with a wild lion, so I can't say. I've seen that video that has gone viral that everyone has now seen with the cat that was raised by the two men in England somewhere, and well, not the cat, the lion. And they went to visit it some years later, and it gave them a big warm hug and everything. And I think that's great, and I think that that lion like knew them and everything. And I think that definitely lions are social animals, and whoever they are introduced to early, there must be something. But lions are still lions. So I don't know. There's a balance there. I used to want a lion when I was a kid. I had like my whole plan of how I was going to go into the Serengeti and fetch me a lion cub and take it home and raise it. And I just had this plan. I don't know how I thought I was going to get it back to America, but I had the plan. I don't know. I guess I thought I was going to have a private helicopter and just that would not be regulated at all by any sort of, internal services or whatever they're called. But yeah, that was my plan. And yeah, I've since switched gears. I don't think I want my own lion anymore. But hey, I don't know if it's a thing or not, but I think that you can adopt animals in the zoo. I'm not sure, but I think that there's something along the lines to that where you can, you're paying for the care of the animal. I'm not sure where I heard this, but I think that's a thing. I'm not sure for sure, but I do think so. Or you can like adopt a zoo animal, and it's technically yours, but it lives in the zoo. I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. I'm not entirely positive on that. So don't hold me too much to that because I'm really not positive. But I think it's a thing. And if so, I was like, yeah, I would totally get me a red panda if that's the case. Because I would love to have one. Okay, so now that I got my little prep sketch ready, then I wish I would sort of just to feel that more. Become somewhat of a Bob Ross artist. I talk to my pictures a little bit, just a little bit, make happy little lions. Okay, so I'm gonna even all right, I'm gonna start doing the caricature version. And it was a thing. I don't want to get into it, like I don't, but like some people don't think that making comic art or making cartoons is like art, and I just think that's sad. I had to learn about. Well, I had to like. It was like a discussion in my art education class talking about issues in the classroom, and I don't want to get into that because like I don't want to talk about negative stuff because I just don't. But I just think that sucks. But oh well, what you gonna do? You can't make people like your art, and you can't make people call your art art. It's just gonna be whatever it's gonna be, whatever. So ridiculous. So ridiculous, I think, but what are you gonna do? And I wanna make it fun. I was thinking about doing I did a panel comic yesterday, and I thought about doing a panel comic today, but I couldn't think of a story short enough to tell like the theme I was trying to get to today. So I just decided to scratch it and do like a one panel comic. Just like a little quirky sort of a deal. If I can get it into this space, that would be great. So I'm gonna be just sketching, and I'm using reference now of the, I haven't not referencing the line anymore. Now I'm referencing the pinup that I was looking at first. And so I want to get sort of it's a humanoid type of thing. Humanoid. I gotta go with my World of Warcraft term analogy again, but I'm trying to get like, you know, a human-esque version of this lion character. And that's what I'm doing with pretty much all of my lions for the Daily Lion. Not for the whole project, the whole 1,000 lions for Kenya. Not all of them are going to be caricatures or human versions of lions, but pretty much all of the Daily Lions will be. Just because they're all themed, and with the theme, they're kind of like, you know, they're themes to like create little illustrations of. And so with that, yeah, they're pretty much all going to be like fan art type cartoony illustrations for the most part, or for the all part actually, maybe even all of them. I don't know, we'll see. I'm trying to think how I want her gesture to be. I'll probably even move this over a bit. Let's see how that works. I'd probably be able to get that arm a little bit better that way. So I'm trying to just create and I'm gonna do like a little pun of the Lion King. Just because, you know, why not? There's a little one-liner in that movie that I'm kind of gonna put a spin on, and it was a line that was told to Simba by his papa, Mr. Mufasa slash Darth Vader slash what is, gosh, why did his name just slip me? It's like a very iconic actor. Why did his name slipped my mind for right now? But James Earl Jones, there. So I did not forget, and I didn't touch it either. I just remembered, thankfully. Anyway, I'm gonna use a little one-liner slipped in by that character. I want to make a little feather duster, I think. No, it's not perfectly. Her hand is not necessarily. Let me think, because it doesn't look like she's holding it. I just want it to look a little bit. And even though like it's a cartoon, I still want to keep some of the same, like some of the very recognizable elements, because that's sort of how I like to do it. I like to make cartoons and caricatures, but I like to kind of show off a little bit of just, I don't know, like a little bit of like accuracy. I don't want it to be fully just like loosey most of the time. I want it to have like some kind of, that's just how I like to draw. I like to draw with some, even with like really cartoony stuff. I mean, I do sometimes make really totally non-realistic at all. But for the most part, generally how I draw, like just in general, is like I like to keep a little bit of the real elements of the character, of whatever the animal or person or something. I like to keep something like on those lines. Yeah, and I don't want that. I still want it to be funny though. So you have to find a balance, and I guess you have to find a balance that works for you, how to achieve that. And I think it's like one of those never-ending journeys to like really. I mean, maybe it's easier for some people, but definitely for me, it's like something I have to practice on to stay sort of keep the balance between that funny and realistic. I don't even know if I want to do those kind of eyes. Maybe I'll do like more sort of. It's just like a particular way that I want this character to look. I want him to look. I think I'm gonna like scratch this. Sometimes you just have to scratch it. It's not working how you want it to. Like it's like a particular look that I'm trying to get, and I haven't got it yet. I'm trying to like. I always I think kind of like make the expressions of the character while I'm drawing them. I don't know why. It's not even like conscious. It just like comes out. There, I think that's better. That's more like what I was having in mind. Do you want to do like sort of a lipstick thing? Even like some nice. I really want that rock to kind of stand out. You'll get it soon enough. So this is the process, just roughing it out, getting my character. I want to give her like a 50s little updo or something. I don't want it to look too bizarre because, you know, I'm doing this. Should I do her hair like... kind of like that? And save, because I haven't even saved it yet. So that's something that you probably don't want to do, is go that long without saving. So I'm going to go ahead and save right now. And I am doing line number 8. So I'm just going to put that in. Save that. And I didn't even, I didn't save it as a Photoshop file. I want to save it. Okay, I did. Okay. So now that she's got her little updo, give her some curls to make her look a little even more retro, swipey looking. I don't want to make it look like she don't look like she's standing up straight, because I feel like that's more of the time. And so all of those things you have to kind of keep in mind with your illustrator is going to stand, all of that, you know. Well, it's kind of like, you know, little giveaways of the time period and what it was like to be a retro housewife. You weren't going to stand on one leg. Oh no, heaven forbid you stand up straight like a lady. So that's what she's going to be doing, is standing up straight. She's got her little bow back here, her little apron. That's better duster. So she's got her little bow actually coming like this. Okay, so that's what that is. And her little ruffles. And I kind of want to do like, if I can, just, let's see. Yeah. want to do like her husband over here, but like I want him to like go over just kind of like what? I need to be reading the paper and suddenly get stunned by so he is here in his little business suit, so let's see how much I can get that. And his little lazy boy. This little reclinable chair. I think like a little window here. And I want to reference that picture from the Lion King, so I'm gonna Google search the picture. What was the name of that rock that they were on? It's not Plymouth Rock. No, Pride Rock. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, so I kind of want to do like the little view from Pride Rock over here. Like I'm trying to get it without a whole lot necessarily over the top. More than is necessary for what I'm trying to do. I'm not looking for any fully rendered. Just want to kind of get the same vibe so people will, get my joke a little bit better. And that's always good if you're going to make a pun or a joke. Put a little cues in there just to make it a little bit funnier. So you'll get it when I reveal the mystery of what this comic is going to be. So, which will be any moment now. And you will also be able to join in my little fun that's happening. Okay, so let's see. So she's gonna be like that. And I have a little gleam. So what she's going to say is, and let's see if I can get this text correct. So what she says is, oh no, everything the light touches is ours now. As you can see by her very fabulous wedding ring, she is she is no fool. She is taking what she can, I guess. So it's a little bit of a funny little thing that I just wanted to, make something kind of fun of it. I like these retro comics. I'd love to get some to hang out in my house. Like, I think those would be great because, I am a wife that works from home, and I think these sort of things are funny because when you're a mom and you're working at home, you think you do have so much, and I don't necessarily know that your significant other realizes that or not. Sometimes maybe not, but I just think it's kind of cute and kind of funny. So I want to just kind of throw that up there. A little silent, silent riot, I guess. Well, I'm not rioting, but you know what I mean. It's just funny. For me, anyway, it's funny. And if you're working mom, you probably get it as well. I'm sure you do. So this should be fun. And let me see, maybe I'll put a speech bubble. I don't know, maybe not. I'll see. If it works, I will keep it. If it doesn't work, I will toss it. I may or may not keep the speech bubble. So let's see. I'm going to put it underneath that. And let's see. Fill. I want it to have a fill. And I want I think that should work. And let's move it up. Okay, I like it. I really like it. I think it's funny. I think it's awesome, and it works for me. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna make another layer, and I'm just gonna clean this up. And I'm not gonna overwork it. I'm just gonna kind of straighten it up and make it look a little bit more polished. I just have my rough sketch here, and I'm just gonna do like a layer over it. For doing what you would call inking, but I'm doing this in digital. I'm just gonna use this regular circle tool. I just use the regular circle brush. I don't use any fancy brushes. I just make sure that the pressure here is on, so that it's not just like when it's not on here, it does this ugly thing. If you don't turn that on, I'm saying, it just makes, it doesn't matter how much you press, it makes this, and actually it's working still. You see, you did just proving my point. But typically it will just make this flat line, but when you have it on, it will go, you can go from thin to thick to thin and thick again. I don't know why that was, maybe because I already had it on. I don't know. But it was when I first did it. I promise you, keep your pressure sensitivity, because it makes a huge difference. It will. I'm not making it up. And I just want to make, I'm going right over my rough drawing, and I'm just making a clean line over it. And that's all I'm doing. I love drawing. I just feel like it's a joy to make things and to practice and to just make fun stuff to put into the world. I just think it's a great joy to be able to just do that. And I don't know, like, what I would do if I didn't have drawing. I just feel like the world would not be such an awesome place if we couldn't draw. I just feel like, even though like I love doing all other things, and I love doing animation, and I love doing making movies and everything, and this is just sort of like my little happy place to go to. It's just like, it's different. Just making like an illustration or something is different. And there's different things I love about all the different types of ways that I practice art. And I just find something different that I love about each thing. And with drawing, I just feel like it's like it just takes you back to what I've always sort of done, which is just because drawing is something that I've always done. These other forms are other things that I've done to grow and I guess further take this whole thing. And when I just do this alone, it's just sort of like just the relaxing part of it all, I guess. I think I find lots of like different joys in like each thing. Like making movies is I love that because it just feels like it's just something that feels really good about just making it. There's nothing that I feel like I have more just laughs doing. I just have like lots of laughs, and it feels like so good to like watch something happen that you created. And with drawing, it's just sort of the act of that is just so. I don't know. Am I being too like hippie about it? Am I enjoying it too much? I just love doing it. And I love too just making funny drawings. This is not what I would like call like, not like hysterical funny. It's just this is sort of just like a clever. But I love making like really funny, like funny to look at. Just you look at it and you just laugh to look at it. That kind of stuff I really like to make too. I feel like I don't do that often enough. I feel like so much of what I do lately is just is practicing, skill building, trying to get better, worrying about not being good enough, not drawing faces good enough, or not keeping up in figure drawing enough. And even though I do those things, it still feels like not enough. God, you have such a long way to go. What are you doing? Work. But it's just nice to just do it without any worries. Just making drawings. And just no pressure about it. Just making it. It is a very rewarding feeling. Sometimes I just get into like this little, I have a little deja vu when I'm recording because it feels like I'm talking to myself. It's like, there's nobody in this room. Why am I? And it feels, I don't know, for like a split second, it's like, whoa, what's happening? It's weird. It's like this little split second of, am I just talking to myself? Like, what's really going on? What's really going on with me? Am I okay? I just have a moment of that every once in a while. I haven't recorded in a couple days, and I apologize for that, but I am definitely still keeping up on my daily lions. Um, I missed a few weekdays yesterday, and I missed 2 weekdays, and I made them up over the weekend, and I posted them all. They're all on my Instagram and my Facebook. All of them except for the election one. I didn't ink that one yet, but the video of that one is on. So I did Pocahontas. I did a comic, a 4 panel comic of Pocahontas, and I also did a illustration of a soul food theme, and that like they're all like November. So yeah, check those out on my Instagram and Facebook. It's Alicia Diane Art, Alicia Dianne. Don't forget the extra N there in the Diane. And yeah, you can check out what I did and let me know if you like it. And let me know if you have your own works that I could see. That would be awesome. And if you're doing any themes for November, I wonder if anybody else is doing a theme for November. I think I was, I kind of was inspired by all of the Inktober stuff I saw, and I didn't do Inktober really. I only posted about 3 things for Inktober, so I was like, I need to make some more illustrations. And I saw some really good ideas of, doing holiday themes, for an entire month. So I was like, why not just do that for the other months? October is not the only month with a holiday. Why not do that in the other months? And so that's what I started. And I'm really happy I decided to do that because it feels a lot more fun. When you just want to draw something and you don't have your idea and you just kind of feel like, it just takes, just more time and energy to try and come up with something. But if you like plan in advance for an entire month, like sticking to one theme, and you just plan out, what you're going to do each day in advance, it just takes a lot of that load off. And all you have to do is come up with a concept, come up with the actual, with an idea. Somebody tells you like a word that is describing something, and it's you can come up with your own ideas that relate to that rather than coming up with the whole entire thing for yourself. So what you're doing is you're being that other person for yourself by coming up with the theme in advance and then going in and doing the actual drawing. And it takes a lot of stress off, figuring out what to draw. It did for me, absolutely. So I would highly recommend doing that. If you would like to have a daily regimen of doing an illustration or a comic or a drawing, just to, tell yourself in advance. Like I have a whole list, and I have number 7, housewife, and that's all I put, housewife. And so, right, I already knew what I needed to do, so all I had to do was come up with a quick skit. Or I could have just drawn a housewife with no, without the comedy or anything. But I wanted to do that because I had fun doing the Pocahontas comic yesterday, so I wanted to do another sort of a comic today. So here's what it is. And I hope that you all enjoy it. And I am gonna get this in. I just think it's awesome. I think it's fun. I think it's great to just draw something every day. I think that, and I don't have it planned out for a full month. I have it planned out, so I have 5 a week for 4 weeks. So that's 20 drawings I need to do in a month. And that makes it a lot easier. It gives you leeway so that if you miss a weekday, you can make it up over the weekend. And you don't have 7 days. Then they just will pile up. If you miss one day, they just will pile up, without any room to catch up. So the good thing about having, just the weekdays, it gives you some room. So, like when you're able to accomplish your goals and make your goals achievable, it makes you much more likely to actually achieve them because, you feel every time you finish one or anytime you stick to your goal, you feel a little bit more accomplished. And that is like the driving force that keeps you going. When you feel accomplished, more to feel accomplished because it's a good feeling. So making that goal like for yourself, not overdoing it, like giving yourself, 4 illustrations one day. That's not really realistic and definitely stressful, much more stressful than you need life to be. So don't make it like too stressful for yourself. Give yourself one thing to do. Weekdays only. Definitely weekdays only. Don't give yourself too much of a panic to do 7 days a week. life is already stressful enough without having to worry about more than you can do. And I'm already like working over hours. I feel like I work every day. I don't, I work 7 days a week. And, you know, especially as someone like me who's still in the starting out phases. So I'm not seeing much of any sometimes I see a little bit of return, but money wise, I don't see hardly any return yet. So it's just a whole lot of work and like, not a whole lot of to show for it as of yet. But I understand too that, if you want to receive, you have to put in the time, you have to put in the work first before you can get payback on it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting in the work and learning stuff as I go, not just in art, but in business and in, you know, all of these sorts of other elements that also play to, making a career out of art and out of being an artist. So it's all of that combined. So if you're out there and you're not making a whole lot of money yet, you're not alone. You're not alone. I mean, the least I can do is at least, share my insights, share my story with hopefully people who are in the same sort of a situation as me, because I know I'm not the only one. So if we can kind of together and learn together and learn from each other and all of that, I just feel like it just makes it so much more worthwhile, because things don't just turn out overnight for the most part. So why not just share with other people and grow and contribute to this field which you love so much before expecting to get anything back. And that's what I'm trying to do. I don't do it perfectly. I don't claim to, but I am trying hard. Trying to make something of myself. And trying to make some sort of a difference or an impact if I can. So, just steady, slow and steady. Not too slow, but slow. Sometimes I feel like I just notice myself trying to push it too much. I'm trying to like get to that next level before it's time, and it's like, stop, or just stop. Don't stop trying, but stop like expecting too much, before it's ready. So I gotta keep that in mind, just live balanced, don't overdo it, especially based on your situation, because I think sometimes I compare myself to people who are maybe, have the freedom to go out and do certain things like um, work, over. I'm hearing people work 100 hours in studios, like doing directing and stuff like that, and working on projects and really putting in that kind of time. And it's like, gosh, would I ever even be able to do something like that, or really just going over extra days and doing a lot of stuff that I'm not doing. And I'm like, well, is something wrong with me? And I'm like, hold on, let's take it back a little bit and like think here. Hello, I'm not just some single guy out there or a single gal out there who's just fresh out of college with tons of energy. I mean, it's just, I am in college still. I am a graduate student, but I'm not 20 years old. That was, more than 10 years ago. And I have a family now. I have a young son who I'm taking care of, and I want to be the type of mother that's there and picks him up and cooks dinner and has a clean house and all that other stuff. And but I'm not living that same sort of lifestyle as somebody who's maybe in a studio apartment, who's, living alone, and it's not the same deal. So I have to be realistic about where I am and what I can do with where I am, if that makes sense. What I can do with where I'm at, because I can't do everything. I can put in a lot of hours, yeah, but I can't do like crazy hours. I mean, after a certain time in the day and evening, I have to, you know, stop and take a break. Take a break and do the dinner and homework and all that, and just time to spend with my son. I can't just do whatever. I want to be there and spend time with him before he goes to sleep. And after he goes back to sleep, I usually pick the stylus back up and start working again. But I don't have just the freedom just to work through the whole day through night. I don't have that. So and that's not where I want to be right now. So I'm trying to just understand certain things about myself in that way. So I don't know if anybody else is in that situation, but that's where I'm at. But at the same time, you have that desire to really want to see your work be recognized. It's like, I've been working at this for years. I've been working I've been drawing for years. I should, be able to be full. I mean, in the perfect world, you would think, be able to live solely on my art by now. But that's not the case at all. I spend more on art by far than what I make. I easily spend 100 times over what I make. Easily. I put so much into it, and I know I'm not the only one. You buy supplies, you want to go to the events, you want to see like animated movies, you want to network, and you want to take classes, and you spend all this money to try and just get better, but you don't make it back. Not yet. It's like, oh, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating sometimes, but you just have to keep going. I say you have to keep going. And, I think anybody who wants to make it can. And I don't think that, that's anything to do with not being realistic. I think it's totally realistic if you really want to, and you keep at it, and you do not surrender to doubt and people and all of that stuff. Like, who is anybody to tell you that you can't? Like, it doesn't matter if you've been working on it for years and years and years. You can still do it. Like, so many people, like, gosh, what was that? There's, I don't know why I'm thinking of this. It's totally a horrible example. But there's that one lady who was like, that talented singer who was on, what is that show called? I think it was American Idol. And it was that lady, and she was like she had to be 50, and she was just living and taking care of her mother, and I believe she had autism, and she, was just really living a very simple life, but she had this gift, and she never expressed it to anybody, that she could sing this powerful opera. And, finally, when she's 50 or whatever, she decides to go on American Idol, and she gets the opportunity, and then, everybody knows about her. And I kind of feel like it's sort of the same way with everybody, because you can go years and years and years, and you have this talent, and, nobody ever really knows about it until one day, like, the opportunity comes about, and it does, God knows, just because she was living and taking care of her mother or whatever, and living a quiet life, doesn't mean that she wasn't practicing. If she was that good, she had to be practicing. I mean, music and singing is not just something that just, I mean, it's a gift, but it's a gift that has to be polished, just like drawing and you can't just have it and not practice. People who are talented singers, they work at it. And I know that because, I've seen the music lessons, and I've seen them like practicing those notes and those keys, and even in that Sound of Music, when they have those do re mi, they have exercises. They don't just you don't just stay good without practicing. So I know this lady was practicing. I don't know what she had kind of setup she had in her home in England, but she was practicing somehow to be as talented as she was. She wasn't, so all those years, she's 50 years old. That's, a lot of times people are starting to think about retirement at that age, but suddenly at that age, she's just, she's finally recognized for her gifts. So I just feel like it's the same thing. If you just keep working and working, it's just like luck is called when geez. It's like when preparedness meets opportunity, or like it's not just like luck. It's not just luck. It's like when you're ready and then the right opportunity happens. And so I know I messed that up a little bit, but that's pretty much the gist of it. It's when you're ready to receive that thing, whatever it is, and chance happens. You run into that one person who can get you the job, and you're ready for it. So I feel like it's kind of like that. You just have to always be ready. Don't stop practicing and get all sucky, and then then somebody offers you something, and then they get their portfolio, and it's like, oh, I can't really draw that good anymore. I've been practicing over a year. So I just say, and drawing does go away if you don't practice. It certainly does. I know it does, because I went for a long time without practicing, like figure drawing and cartooning, and I got really like loose in it, and I'm like, God, I need to practice, and I really started doing it a lot, and I just feel like you have to be ready and just put yourself in the right places for things to happen. Go to that comic event, go to that book signing that has a cartoonist that you admire is going to be there. Be in the places that you can possibly, get lucky or whatever. You have to be able to put yourself in the place, like whatever it was that got that lady to sign up for American Idol. I don't know if it was even like a friend of hers that recommended her to go, but if she didn't go, she wouldn't have got the opportunity. You have to show up, and when opportunity arises, show up, and then let it happen. Be ready, and then let it happen. So that's how I feel. If you really, really want it, keep working at it, and it'll happen. There's a balance in the world, and I don't remember what it's called, but I've learned this. I've listened to a lot of theories about the law of attraction and things like that, and stuff that happens. And there is definitely, and I've seen this in real life, like really, it's like there is a certain element of in this world where you can't put a certain amount of energy into something and not see anything happen out of it. It just the earth doesn't work like that. There's a balance that we can't even see that exists, that is just there. And I know I sound like a hippie right now, but it's true. Believe me, it's true. There's some sort of natural order where when you put enough energy and focus into something has to come of it. Something has to come of it. And I totally believe that's true. Call me whatever you like. I totally believe that. And so that's why I say, do not give in. Do not give up. Just keep on doing your thing, and something will happen. If you really want it bad enough, something will happen. I believe that. Have I been talking a lot today? Kind of, but that's okay. That's okay. So I think I get all passionate when I'm talking. I'm like, yeah, you can do it. I don't know. I I believe in it. That's why. I really and truly believe in what I'm telling. I'm not just saying stuff just to say stuff or to puff anybody up. I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to put my beliefs out there, and these are my beliefs, and this is just what I think. And I just, you can call me whatever, dreamer. I don't care. Call me whatever. I think it's true. I think that if you put enough energy and effort into something, you'll see it come to pass. I honestly do believe that. And some people will call that optimism, and that's always a good thing to have. Optimism is a great and wonderful thing. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. I just recognized for the first time, like that thing, everything the light touches, it kind of looks like, the Mona Lisa landscape, like the background of the Mona Lisa kind of reminds me of that for some reason. It's that winding river or something, which is kind of related to the Pocahontas thing. I hope you guys check out my comic that I did yesterday. I really think it was cute and funny, and I really hope that you all check that out on my Instagram or on my Facebook page. It's on the Facebook page, not the profile, just FYI. So I hope you guys check that out. And I'm just about done here. So I might add in a little color and some stuff like that. But she is finito, and I hope you guys like it. Hope you guys can see it well. Looks like it. So that is my art talk for today. My sort of live event sort of deal. So that I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back here sometime this week. I don't know exactly when, but definitely for Freaky Friday. And I will be posting my daily lines on the Instagram and Facebook page. And sometimes I'll do it on here too. It just depends. I don't want it to be like, sometimes I was feeling like a little bit like too much into the drawing and I couldn't really talk. So that's why I'm kind of like gonna balance it out. I'm just gonna post them, and sometimes I'll record on here, and sometimes I'll just post. But I'll be here this Friday at 11 a.m. for the Figure Friday. It's gonna be number 5 this week. So tune in then, and I will see you guys shortly. And in the meantime, be grateful, live balanced, and be yourself. See you next time.